Hey, what? Eurovision 2019, I got a new video. Alesia Michelle, I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? Are you ready? I'm ready. Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle, and today is going to be super exciting because we are talking about the dark horses for Eurovision 2019. Are you ready? I'm ready. So it's really tricky talking about dark horses because sometimes I wonder, well, is it about a dark horse to qualify? Or is it about a dark horse to possibly win?
It's kind of tricky.
So as of now, the bookies' favorites are the Netherlands, Russia, and Switzerland. And honestly, I think that makes a lot of sense. It seems like even in our Eurovision family, a lot of people are really into the Netherlands, Russia, and, Switzerland. These are fun songs. They're poppy. The Netherlands song is definitely very, very current. So I think it makes sense to, this video, not really focus on those. I would also say that Italy is pretty high up there. It's pretty popular. It's been a favorite of mine, and I know it's been a favorite of yours for quite some time. So I don't think it makes any sense to really talk about Italy either, so we can just go on and knock that out. I feel like every year Sweden is kind of a favorite and hyped up to possibly win. So I think including Sweden in a dark horse category doesn't really make that much sense. Every year there's someone talking about how this could be Sweden's year again. So I think it makes sense for us to go on and leave that to the side. Rounding out the top 10 for the betting odds is Iceland, Cyprus, Malta, and Greece. And I mean, they are in the top 10 of the betting odds. And I know, I kind of feel like Iceland is a little bit of a dark horse because I will say I'm still just a little bit nervous because I really don't know how juries are going to respond to this. I think the televote is totally going to be into it, and I think some juries might be into it, but I'm really kind of thinking the juries are going to drag down Iceland. So in theory, let's talk about Iceland, which is my very first dark horse to speak about. So when I first heard Iceland's entry, I'm not going to lie, I was thrown. I mean, you could see my reaction on my page. And the thing is, the song is really full on, but I oddly am really into it, and it's definitely been a grower for me. And I would also say that I think a song like Iceland's, it's just so different. It's just so non-Eurovision that I do think that this kind of instantly makes it a dark horse, even though the song is getting a lot of traction online and a lot of people are talking about how much they love it and how much they'd love to see Iceland win. I would also add that I have been kind of wanting to go to Iceland for Eurovision, not just because they have cheap flights. No, I really be into those cheap flights. Look, this song is a dark horse really for the reason that I think it is so tricky and we don't know how the juries are truly going to respond to this. I mean, look, Iceland's song, it's unique. It actually has a really powerful message. I love the message because really, if you're talking about hate will win, I mean, in today's world and in today's politics, I mean, hello, I'm an American. Yeah, it does seem like hate is prevailing right now. So I love the fact that there's actually some depth to the song. And I mean, really, it is fun. And I've honestly been dancing to it in my car. So I'm a fan. But I will say, because my first reaction was so jarring, I wonder how so many Eurovision voters and viewers at home might kind of have that same reaction and may get put off by it as opposed to being kind of like, ooh, this is like a welcome, refreshing, very different entry to have at Eurovision. So we will see. It's funny for me because I don't like to think about Malta being a dark horse this year, but I guess in theory it is. It's such a current pop song. And really, if we look at the history of Malta at the Eurovision Song Contest, it has been difficult for them to even qualify. So for me, I'm thinking this is kind of one of those dark horses even to qualify, but this year the song is just so strong. It's so good. There's so much quality to it. I really do think they're going to deliver on stage. So I don't know if I feel comfortable completely calling Malta a dark horse. But again, I do think that because of the history of Malta at the Eurovision Song Contest, it's very possible that this could be a little bit darker of a qualifier and then an even darker fight for them to finish in the top 10, even though I do think that this song is top 10 worthy. Just saying. So next up, I'm going to talk about France. Now, y'all know I was not really that big of a fan of France's song, okay? Okay, but real talk, France's song has definitely grown on me, and we cannot deny the appeal of Bilal Hassani. I mean, the young man is just likable, stylish, and just fly. So, I'm thinking a lot of people at home are just gonna be kind of in love with him. I think people will just fall in love with him, and it's not so much about the song, it really is about the full package. And France is definitely a dark horse. Look, I have been rooting for France the past couple of years. I mean, France has definitely been delivering the past couple of years. They've definitely been giving us quality. They really, really have. And you know how I feel about rewarding consistency and quality with that consistency. And even though I do think the song could be stronger, apparently we are going to get a revamp, and the revamp's going to be dope. So I'm excited to hear what the new version of this song is going to sound like, because it very well could come to life on stage and be really strong. And like I said, I mean, Bilal is just so charismatic and likable, and I think people at home are truly going to fall in love with him. And France could truly be looking at a top 10, potentially top 5 finish just off the backs of that. So now, next up, we're going to talk about a dark horse that is a favorite of mine, and I think this song truly is a dark horse in every sense of the word, and it is Slovenia. Look, this song could potentially not even make the final. It is possible, it is very possible that Slovenia might not make the final. The thing is, it either could not make the final, and I think if it doesn't, I think a lot of that will be due in part to potentially televoters, like some televoters that just don't really get the package that we're getting. Because I do think juries can find a way to appreciate Slovenia and put them in their top. But then again, looking at some past scores for entries sort of like this that are a little bit more meditative, I could definitely see some juries putting this in the middle as well. But Slovenia, in my opinion, they're doing something very unique. They're doing something different. The song is so meditative, and because it's so meditative, of course, we don't get the peaks and valleys that we get with some other songs, but I think that that is part of the magic of this song. That's part of the appeal. And the thing is, either people get it or they don't. But this is a quality song, and I truly, truly would love to see this finish top 10. I would love to see this get out of the semifinals. I understand it might not, but like I said, I think that this is a dark horse in every sense of the word, because you've got a quality song, it's different, and really, who knows what's gonna end up happening. I think there's a lot of questions around how televoters and juries will receive the entry. So yeah, Slovenia, you're a dark horse. Okay, on to another dark horse that might not be as positive. So now, if you've watched my videos and you subscribe to my channel, you will know that Denmark is not one of my favorite entries this year. And I'm not gonna lie, I can understand why it is a favorite of some people. It's got Loin DC vibes written all over it, to where I don't even know if it would necessarily be a shock qualifier, because it's Denmark and the song's not bad. But again, I've already mentioned that I'm not the biggest fan of this song, and I do think that the staging is not really helping it at all. But at the end of the day, I think that this is a dark horse to finish top 10 at the final. I think it's a dark horse to kind of take the spot of some other songs in that semi and end up actually advancing to the final. Look, this song is kind of scary from my perspective. It's scary because I think a lot of people will really like it. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with it. I am obviously not one of those people, but I think that this is a song that could end up getting a lot of jury points and televote points. And so yeah, Denmark, you're a dark horse. I'd really love to think that the United Kingdom is a dark horse this year. I don't know what it is. I think Michael Rice's vocal is just so strong. I've said it before, I will say it again. I think he is one of the strongest vocalists that we have this year. And because of that, I think he could end up getting so many jury points. I really, really do. I think this song has the potential to make a real impact. The UK has been staging really well the past couple of years. And so even though some people think that the song is a little bit generic, I still think people are going to connect with it just off the strength of the fact that Michael Rice is going to get on stage, he's going to sell it, and I think he's going to sell it well. So don't be surprised if the UK has one of its best results of the past couple of years. I just really think that this is a package everyone who's rooting for the UK can be proud of. And all of you in the UK who like to talk crap about the Eurovision Song Contest, this is not the year to do it. You guys might actually get some points this year. So get hopeful. Cheer up. I believe in you. I guess it'll be tricky for me to talk about Portugal like it's a dark horse, because it's obviously not really a dark horse for me. I can sense the quality, but I can also sense the fact that there are a lot of you out there who are not really into the song and might be surprised how many other folks like myself who actually do connect with the song, do feel like it's telling a story, and even though we don't speak Portuguese, we still are really into it because there is something about this song and the performance paired together that becomes hypnotic. And I know Portugal is kind of mixing it up this year. They've hired a team to stage it. And the thing is, I felt like the national final performance was already pretty strong. Look, I think the staging is just going to be elevated. Portugal is doing something different with the staging. They've hired an outside team to kind of help them finesse it and tell that story. And that kind of makes me feel even more confident for this entry. I don't think Portugal's going to do any pre-parties, and I think that that's super smart of them because then we have the opportunity truly to be wowed on stage with what happens in Tel Aviv, Israel. And I'm really excited for it. I do think Portugal is a dark horse because there are a lot of people worried about Portugal qualifying. And I'm not going to lie, you guys are messing with me and you're getting me nervous about it qualifying. But I do believe that Portugal deserves to qualify. I think that Portugal totally deserves a top 10 finish in the final, potentially. But I do think we have to look at Portugal as a little bit of a dark horse because they are doing something different. They are doing something unique. And a lot of people, again, are talking about it potentially not qualifying. But I think that's us just being paranoid. So I'm going to be hopeful and say, Portugal, you are a dark horse. I've got two more dark horses to talk about, and the first one will probably come as no surprise to you. I think our second to last dark horse is Australia. Australia is a dark horse because Australia, unlike other years, I think it's been a slower build, and I think it's been kind of a quieter buzz around Australia compared to years past. I mean, last year with them having Jessica Malboy, who's definitely a big deal in Australia, and honestly, she's kind of an international star. I mean, I've seen the movie that she kind of got her big break in and everything. So, I mean, Jessica Malboy is kind of a big deal. I think, Dami Een kind of coming into the contest off the heels of Guy Sebastian, she really had some buzz around her, and then Sound of Silence was obviously an amazing song. And then Guy Sebastian, I mean, it was the first year, it was their debut year. So I feel like this is the first year where Australia doesn't really have that new kid vibe, that shiny new toy vibe around them. But here's the thing. We got Kate Miller-Heidke giving us an amazing, amazing vocal. I think that this song is going to be show-stopping. I think televoters are going to call. I just don't see juries not respecting this either. And we could be looking for Australia being finishing really, really high. First of all, back in the top 10 and maybe even finishing top 5. I really, really think Australia is coming with a strong package this year. And yeah, watch out, Australia. You're a dark horse. My last dark horse might not seem that dark to some of you in the Balkan area, but hey, Serbia, you're definitely a dark horse. Look, this song is actually very good. It's a traditional Balkan ballad. I did say that I am concerned about it potentially qualifying. I did throw that out there. If Serbia didn't qualify, I would not be surprised. But at the end of the day, Serbia, they've got that diaspora, and they've got an amazing song. It's going to be performed well. Nevena is going to look good on stage. And I mean, what more can you want? I mean, powerful song, powerful vocal, girl standing on stage and not hitting any bum notes and then looking good while doing it. I mean, look, it's very clear. Serbia, you're a dark horse. Well, those are my comments. What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree with me? That's okay too. Talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation, and you know it. Oh, you know it. It's so close. Let's get excited for Eurovision 2019. Bye.